The episode opens with Michael Corrigan being suffocated with a plastic bag. Vice President Frank Underwood attends a Civil War reenactment. Claire Underwood deals with minimizing publicity around a new piece of information related to Sammy. He later meets with Zander Fan, a Chinese representative, to negotiate the removal of a currency manipulation case from the WTO agenda. Underwood proposes looking into the currency case with the WTO to address Fan's concerns. Journalists Aileen Hayes and Lucas Goodwin discuss Underwood's agenda and their shared history. Aileen believes someone close to Underwood needs to be removed. Meanwhile, Underwood and Stamper plot to release a rumor about a lawsuit to disrupt negotiations with China after learning about Fan's demands. Gavin, a hacker, is pressured by Benjamin to reconsider their risky scheme, as it involves potential FBI involvement. Aileen attempts to get credible information from a source regarding the Chinese delegation, but is frustrated by the lack of verifiable details. Underwood orchestrates events behind the scenes, tasking Stamper to meet with Feng without the usual intermediary and discussing a cyber-terrorism charge against Goodwin. Claire has dinner with the head of the Women's Committee and the wives of major members of a country, indicating a planned course of action. Claire Underwood attends a Planned Parenthood meeting and participates in a discussion about her role as First Lady. Seth Grayson, posing as a representative from Planned Parenthood, visits Mrs. Marbury seeking information about her late husband's work in family planning. Grayson questions Mrs. Marbury about rumors that Dr. Marbury performed illegal abortions, even for Claire Underwood, leading Mrs. Marbury to angrily dismiss him. In China, Xiao is confronted by his assistant, Xiao, about information leaks attributed to him in Hong Kong articles. He instructs her to connect him with Mr. Tusk. Frank Underwood attends a Civil War reenactment, learning that a relative of his fought and died there. Gavin is held captive in an apartment by Benjamin under Doug Stamper's watch. Stamper threatens and then suffocates Gavin's guinea pig, Kashmir, to ensure Gavin's compliance. Stamper meets with Zander Fan, who demands the WTO case be refiled. After a tense conversation with a Russian representative of Mr. Tusk, Stamper relays the demand about the WTO case to Frank Underwood. Back in Washington, Claire Underwood, Kathy Durant, and military officers convene regarding sexual assault in the military, where they are joined by Mrs. Walker and discuss resistance versus compliance in assault cases. Eileen questions whether Frank will soon be in the news, revealing Zander Fan has twice been accused of corruption. The president informs Frank that his bridge deal is in jeopardy due to interference. Frank relays Feng's demands to a colleague, but Feng denies making them, and the president expresses his disappointment in Frank's lack of answers. Remy notes Frank has lost contact with Feng, and Frank demands another meeting. Claire meets Seth Grayson, who provides Zoe Barnes' journal and highlights August '86. Grayson clarifies that his sharing the journal is not extortion, but expresses resentment at not being offered the communications director position. Benjamin arrives. Gavin, at a bar, receives a phone call assuring him everything is under control. Claire tells Frank that Grayson is on board, and Frank advises her and Raymond Tusk not to contact Feng. Frank meets with two people at the Civil War reenactment to arrange Seth Grayson's arrest. Frank then attends the reenactment, where a man tells him, "Mr. President, everything is handled." Raymond Tusk informs Frank that the president interfered with the deal. Raymond Tusk enters Frank's room stating, "We have a problem." At a ceremony in a forested area, disguised as a historical landmark groundbreaking, Frank Underwood, introduced as Augustus Underwood, delivers a speech about future generations and the sacred land, presenting a shovel to an actor dressed as a Confederate soldier. After a moment of silence in remembrance of the fallen, Underwood kneels and places his ring into the ground. As the crowd applauds and Underwood thanks them, uttering "God bless the United States of America," an aide informs Underwood that Lucas Goodwin has been apprehended. As an old cannon is fired, Underwood salutes the Confederate reenactors, who return the salute.